Thank you. Thanks, Shaji, and thanks this forum. Uh, Actually, this is a very good and very serious topic for this. The how to do the we should to prove that number one medicine in the world, basically, and what is the need to be done to make the homeopathic number one medicine in the world. So very serious and philosophical topic, basically. Uh, I will present my personal opinion about this and not by the took by Google and anything. Uh, Basically, internationally, we can see look like the bird views as that many countries have the knowledge of the homeopathic medicine. This is a good medicine. This is a good have no reactions. But there is no doctors and not the pharmaceutical companies which making the pure medicines. And some of countries good working look like the India, especially called the homeland of the homeopathic medicine. uh, I think and Pakistan also, which countries have a low practice and have the low standard of the homeopathic medicine cannot provide and have no the pharmaceutical companies, which companies were good working in the internationally. I think World Health Organization should be support this programming of the good medicine and provide the possible visits of the which persons leading the companies and which leading the companies share knowledge and experiences with the other countries which have the low working have low knowledge about this, because homeopathic medicines depend on the purity of the medicine and purity and original medicine especially. And my second thoughts about the good and good practitioner of the homeopathy internationally. If we see that the in this world in 2021, homeopathy and internet issues like internet make the globally have the word look like the global village due to internet communications. And we should make the provide the with other countries there is have low knowledge and low practice in homeopathic practice, basically. According the law of homeopathy, most of homeopathic doctors working uh, without repertorization, and they have no the use of the repertory. So I think, in my opinion, in which countries they have no the use of repertory, have low knowledge about the repertorization. Uh, with the internet communication and good communication, and with the good homeopathic doctors which have the good knowledge about the single remedy according the law of homeopathy and the law of the master Hahnemann, I think we should to provide the good knowledge by the internet communications and make sure the result of the homeopathic medicine. Because homeopathic medicines related good result related with the big and vast the knowledge and philosophical things like case taking, purity of the medicine, and many other things. Basically, homeopathy is an art and science, and this is a creative activity and practical work, basically. So medicine, basically this is not medicine look like allopathic, the belladonna for this and carvovich for this. And most of doctors know about this, and especially related with the disease. medicines. But this is a not good idea. I think for this good result of the homeopathic medicine in the world, worldwidely, we should to provide the good knowledge and pure knowledge, philosophical knowledge for the homeopathic medicine and purity of the good medicines. So I think my time, please more.
You have four more minutes, doctor.
Okay. And I think my next view about this, uh, yeah, homeopathic doctors, confidence of the homeopathic doctors matter in this problem, and it's very serious issue. The medicine, homeopathic medicine, work on look like the COVID in this world, and COVID-19 common in every country, at globally is a main problem going on in this world in these days. But homeopathic medicine working on this disease, but in which countries like America and other countries involves in COVID-19, but they have, I think they have the no working there, and no provides the homeopathic medicine working in there. So I think we should to provide the good knowledge and doctors in other countries, in which good countries which the can provide the good knowledge for this homeopathic medicine. Basically, medicine is not the identity. Identity is the good work and the law of homeopathic medicine. What is the law of homeopathic medicine? Basically, according to Master Hahnemann, alternative medicine, and why we are using the alternative medicine, like when we change the medicine, the why we change the medicine, and why we select the single remedy, how to select the single remedy, and how to work and prognosis rate, how to select the potency, and why we use the low and high potency when we use this. And these are all the main issues of the medicine, homeopathic medicine use. So in my opinion, these are all the needs to be done to make the homeopathic number one medicine in the world. So worldwidely, we need the philosophical knowledge and purity of the medicines in this matter. Good working. Thanks to all.
Thank you, Dr. Tansila. Now, one reason for
Ready? Camera
we
rolling.
hello.
Doctor.
One reason why we are continuing discussions on the same topic every day is to create an awareness about the need to bring homeopathy to a heightened level. And there is need for every homeopath and every homeopathic organizational leaders around the world to need to think about it. Only if we think, then only it will materialize. So our mission of conducting everyday discussions on the same topic of how to make it number one is to awake our consciousness of every homeopath and the leaders of homeopathic organizations around the world to think about it and develop their thought process so that it will be materialized today or tomorrow. And we are on the process. And our next panelist is Dr. Shubha CB from India. And
No, Tom. Thumbs up on Charlie.
Dr. Shubha is hailing from Cherplaseri, Palakkad, Kerala in India, and an alumnus from Dr. Padiyar Memorial Homeopathic Medical College, Chottanikara, Kochi, and managing director of Cure Homeo Clinic, Marathahalli, Bangalore, India. She is practicing since 2004, specialized in treating allergies, pediatric and gynecological complaints. Dr. Shubha is currently the dignified member and current General Secretary of Karnataka Qualified Homeopathic Doctors Association, a prestigious association from Karnataka state in India, and which has been promoting homeopathy for over past 25 years. Also a life member of Indian Homeopathic Medical Association, which is popular in India among homeopathic doctors. I am also a life member of Indian Homeopathic Medical Association. So over to you, Dr. Shubha. The 10 minutes, next 10 minutes are yours.
Okay, thank you, sir. Good evening, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank Dr. Shaji Kudir, who has given me an opportunity to share my views. Homeopathy is a science that treats people of their disease, be it acute or chronic, without causing any side effects. This is a fact that is very much known to every homeopath and the one who is supporting it. But in order to bring out this way of treatment to the public, we must spread awareness amongst them. Common people are ignorant of homeopathy because of many reasons. The most common one among them is that the people are unaware of our medicine's efficiency. Small doses of our medicines are giving miraculous effects and sudden cure. Also, unlike other medical systems, medicines do not have any harm. We know we won't force the patients, or most of our patients are not needed to take medicines for a longer period of time. That is the best point I can say. Like I feel always for many of the chronic diseases like diabetes mellitus, hyperlipidemia, and even hypertension, many of the cardiac complaints, we are managing with very minute doses of medicines for a shorter period of time, and the patient is very happy, like when they get cure the complaints and when they are easily able to manage the complaints. And we know faster curing is happening when a doctor can figure out the diagnosis in the first look, and when they are using the specifics in a short, and the patient is again getting that much fast cure. In acute complaints, we know we are giving better best results in many of the cases, especially as I'm practicing in Bangalore. I know allergies are many different types of allergies are quite common here, but still many are unaware that homeopathy is having treatment in that. But once when they are reaching to us and we are showing us the results, they are that much happy, and they obviously, how it happens to every homeopath, they are referring many of their family members, their friends from their communities, and all. So in acute disease management is very, very important, and we should be confident, and we should show if even many of our seniors are able to, and even our generation and all our juniors should be able to show in front of the public that we are enough confident to treat the acute diseases with a specific within hours, and within minutes, within hours, within 1 day or 2 days. And of course, we should know about the scope as well as the limitation of our system. And as a lady doctor, and majority of the homeopaths, we know in our homeopathic fraternity, most of the doctors are ladies. And most of the students who are still doing the homeopathy courses are also ladies only or girls only. So we should be we should give the public that our system is able to manage the girls' complaints from the teenage onwards teenage, even that is prior to the pregnancy period, then during the pregnancy period, and postnatal care also. We have many medicines which helps a lot, especially in hyperemesis gravidarum and all. No, those ladies who are taking many other supports from many other system of medicine, what they are doing, the whole 9 months they are suffering. But in our our system, we have plenty of medicines which helps that lady to be healthy during that precious period where she can support her child. And those medicines, the most important point I can say, like during the pregnancy period, the baby is getting no harm as the mom is using our medicines. That is the I can say the best point. And there is even some of the complications. I know many of my juniors who is carrying will, of course, approach me and many of my senior sirs and teachers. They will inquire like what we can do if we are happening some kind of fibroids during the pregnancy period, or any other complications which is happening to the baby. What we should do. So in many of those phases, when they are facing a block, we should be able to, and many of us are there, but still many are still confused, because the gynec or the doctor whom they are approaching, they are giving a I can't say it's a false what I can say, false point or something, but still they will be a little confused, as it is from the whole family or from their friends and all. They will get a point like, oh, whether I should go with homeopathy during this period, or else at least this period I should be away from that. No, never. We have plenty of medicines. We should use it, and we should know about our importance, our system's importance. But that it should reach to everyone, even homeopaths, even to the society also properly. That message should reach every public. And majority of the homeopathic majority of the homeopaths are ladies. The patients, the ladies who are approaching us are very comfortable, and from my experience I can say they are very comfortable to share each and every point, what they are suffering, how they are suffering, what all are their issues. Even many of those ways we can support them as a in many cases as a sister, as they are feeling comfortable. That much comfortness we can provide, so that they can share the proper picture of the disease, and we can help them very easily, very fastly, so that they are not feeling any discomfort in their offices, in the schools, where the working places. And next point, what I'm thinking is, the knowledge of the doctors should be standardized and shared. That is very important, I think, especially the juniors, or who are just finishing the course and planning to think, no, whether shall I start the practice, or what should I do. And in those cases and all, if we have a standardized knowledge, or when there are many helping hands in front of us, okay, come, we can do, be confident, start up your practice, you can do miracles. If that ways of many doctors are there, in many seniors are there in front of the juniors, that will obviously increase the number of doctors practicing pure homeopathy, and that way we can increase the standard of our system, and of course it will reach the top. And the unity is very, very, very important. Unity among us should be there, rather than we may have many views, and we may be in different points, like and many associations we might be associated with, but still at one point we all should be fighting together. We should be to be unite together and fight against those people who are who are never allowing us to become the topmost doctors or topmost system. And next important thing, what I felt is data collection should be there, and all the data which we are collecting should be precise, documented, and published. And those publishing is generally happening in homeopathic fraternity only, or homeopathic platforms, or in what I can say, the homeopathic journals, even it is international. But what I recommend, and I think is other medical journals also, our news, our messages, our studies, the documentation should be published. And we already we are having testimonials, like Shaji Gudiyat sir and all had made many times from different very important public personalities are doing testimonials. But still we have to raise up those kind of famous people should share their experience in platforms, many social medias now we are using, like WhatsApp, Facebook, everything. We should use those platforms too, and that way it should reach the government. And that is a real proper channel, what I felt. The public should be aware, and that way it should reach more to the government in the proper way. And the related to the share this case, what kind of experimentation studies what we have to do is, we have to do more research works. Yeah, I know whole worldwide homeopathy researches are going on, but still, in my point of view, what I found is, or many of my juniors, or many of my clients who are inquiring me, and as Bangalore is a IT city, many of the IT professionals as my clients, they were inquiring me, doctor, what about, it's not only my I'm facing, I feel many of my friends, my colleagues are also facing the same issues. So that is related to the proper studies, or the kind of peer view paper, peer view reviewed papers should be available in international journals. When it is coming, then those studies will be acceptable. It shouldn't be a silico study. It shouldn't be a computational study. It should be a proper channel study, so that I'm sure our all the studies, all the medicine related details, if it is coming through the proper channel, it will be acceptable to the society. That is without any doubt, I can tell that. And next thing is related with the pathological or physiologically action of the medicines. We are really confused. If we are making much more changes in our curriculum, where we can prove, like, yeah, this medicine is acting in this way, that's why this is we are getting the results. We know many of our homeopaths, many of our seniors, many of our teachers are showing the miraculous results. But still the newcomers, or the kind of like that part of the public, or that part of the government, including the ministers and all, are a little confused whether how was it acting, how was this medicine's action. So the study should be much more related to the pathological and physiological action of the medicines.
Excuse me, Dr. Shubha.
Yeah,
You should
sorry.
wind up within 1 minute.
Yeah, I will finish it, sir. Yeah. Then the another important point is related with the emergency management. We should be little more, what I can say, concentrated on the emergency management of the diseases. And then our system will won't face this again. Second one, that kind of, this kind of blaming. So we should we should focus on that point too. If we are getting proper kind of experience from the first year of the study itself, then we will be, of course will come to the topper positions, and we will be much more confident. Yeah, I can do that. Once that confidence is there inside every homeopath, inside every every doctor, so they will work on that. Otherwise, that's why it will be really a drawback. So we don't wanted to think about the drawback. So we wanted to, I expect these kind of changes in our curriculum, and in our in the public, and obviously in the government too, which will help our system to reach to the top. And our diseases will help in many way to improve the immunity. And as a whole, we are giving much more results to to each and every patient who is approaching us. So we should be we should continue that. And on the same status, how this IFSH is doing, that kind of work should come out with each and every association. And now sirs told that way we should be, we should feel like, yeah, we all are united, we all are together, working together for a single aim, how to make our system the first, the topmost. So no, it's my time. It's been finished. I thank all my teachers, all my gurus, all my friends, my dearest colleagues, everyone, my parents, and my loving doctor too, who is supporting me, my system, my practice, everything, my family. Thank you, Shaji sir, once again. Thanks
Thank
for
you,
giving me the
Dr.
opportunity,
Shubha,
doctor.
and it was nice to listen to you. So you bring about ideas of bringing awareness about homeopathy, gynecological relevance of homeopathic practice, especially 3 lady doctors are treating with us. And my teacher during my studies, college studies, told me a good homeopathic doctor should have eye of an eagle, mind of a lion, and touch of a lady. So we have today more lady practitioners as homeopathic doctors is a great advantage for us, having that touch of a lady naturally existing with the most of the homeopathic practice that is really needed for healing. That softness, smoothness, flexibility, and tenderness is very needed to impart that to healing process. So that is very important. Then unity among homeopaths, then the need for research works of much data collection, publishing, the need for bringing political support for homeopathy is very important, and conducting more studies, including the physiological action, all these things, and regarding emergency management. Next, we have another wonderful personality, an world-renowned personality from homeopathy currently existing in Canada, who is none other than Dr. Balarmadi Rachel Fernandez, who is a professor, doctor, having more than 27 years of clinical experience and teaching experience. Dr. Rachel studied her BHMS from the prestigious Father Muller Homeopathic Medical College and Hospital in 1994. Dr. Rachel joined Father Muller as a lecturer in the year 1995 and started her teaching career. In 1998, she joined for postgraduate course in the same college of Father Muller's Homeopathic Medical College and passed out successfully and with the MD in homeopathy with the under University Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Sciences, Bangalore, India. After pursuing her MD, she continued teaching. Continued teaching as a professor in Father Muller's Homeopathic Medical College itself. She is a frequent contributor to homeopathic journals and college magazines during that time. She was presented scientific papers on homeopathic subjects all over the world. Furthermore, she holds various memberships in different homeopathic associations in India and abroad. She moved to United Arab Emirates in the year 2008 and was practicing homeopathy in Abu Dhabi at Al Kamal Medical Center until 2011. She was holding an independent license from Ministry of Health UAE and Health Authority of Abu Dhabi with the registration. She returned to India in 2011 and was posted as the principal and medical superintendent of a hospital, head of the Department of Case Taking and Repertorization at Bhagavan Buddha Homeopathic Medical College and Hospital, Bangalore, India, where I first met Dr. Balarmadi. And Dr. Rachel migrated to Canada in the year 2013, and she was the director in various homeopathic associations in Canada. She is actually involved in the growth of homeopathy in Canada and frequently publishes articles in a wide range of Canadian newspapers. In the meanwhile, she talks on the radio and TV shows as well. She is practicing full-time homeopathy in Brantford, in the province of Ontario, Canada. She also holds North American Society of Homeopaths membership and practices in USA. So over to you, Dr. Balarmadi Rachel, for your presentation. Next 10 minutes is yours. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Saji. And it's my privilege and honor to be among you people. Can I share the PowerPoint?
Yeah, please.
Thank you, because I wanted to make it short. Everyone can see it?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So I'm just going to, okay, you can see the next slide, right? Just
Yeah,
give
yeah.
me 1 minute. I'm trying to move this. So today's topic is actually, we are going to talk about what needs to be done to make homeopathy the #1 medicine in the world. It's not a simple topic. It's a combination of many things involved in it. So let's go step by step. So around the world, more than 300 million people in at least 70 countries use homeopathy either alone or in combination with other medical care. India is the homeland of homeopathy. India has more than 217,000 homeopathic doctors recognized and promoted by the government. Homeopathy is naturally prescribed there and represents a branch of medicine in its own right. In India, homeopathy market is growing at 25% a year, and more than 100 million people depend solely on this form of therapy for their health care. Currently, homeopathy has been integrated into national healthcare system of many countries, including India, Mexico, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, and the United Kingdom. In the World Health Organization report about alternative medicine that published in 2001, we noticed that homeopathy is regulated in 43 countries. Since April 1st, 2015, homeopathy has been regulated health profession in Ontario, Canada. So in Canada, only one province we are regulated now, and looking forward, maybe in other province very soon the regulation can happen. So let's, before going into how we can make homeopathy #1, we have to understand certain things happening in every country. So I'm just showing some market, research which is done. So industry overview about the complementary and alternative medicine in Canada, because homeopathy comes under CAM anywhere else in the world. So like just like Ayush, we have Ayush branch in India. So homeopathy comes in the rest of the world under CAM, that is complementary and alternative medicine in Canada. So domestic demand, Canadians spend a total of 8.8 billion on CAM in 2015-16. This was an 800 million increase from 2005 to 2006. From this, you know that year by year, the demand for CAM practitioners are increasing. So there is a regional variation. CAM usage is generally higher in Western Canada than in Eastern Canada. This was a report done by Ismail, and this article, which I took it for sharing it with you, was available in University of British Columbia. Okay, so the next point what I want to talk about is health product experts. Health product experts nearly doubled 93% during 2015-2016. Natural health products, that is NHP, were the key drivers of this growth. In Canada, most of the all the healthcare products, like natural healthcare products, including homeopathy, comes under NHP. So you can see the demand is increasing year by year. Next point is strong global reputation. Canada continues to have an excellent global reputation as a supplier of high quality functional foods and natural health products, which is mentioned in the FFNHP, Agriculture and Agri-Food Canada 2014. Just give me 1 minute. So the next point what we are going to discuss is industry performance snapshot. According to the Fraser Institute, most recent on CAM usage in Canada, you can see under, I have just put it in different points. Canadians spend 6.5 billion on providers of CAM and an additional of 2.3 billion on natural health products. Example, herbs, vitamins, homeopathy, dietary programs, books, classes during 2015-2016. Approximately 56% of Canadians used at least one CAM therapy during 2015-2016. And these are like massage, relaxation techniques, chiropractic care, yoga, spiritual healing, and most commonly used CAM therapies during 2015 and 2016. Approximately 65% of British Columbians and Albertans used CAM therapies in 2016, compared to 52% of Atlantic Canadians and 46% of Quebecers. Quebec and Ontario, most of the time, a lot of homeopaths are practicing in Quebec. Quebec being the French dominated Canadians. You know, even in France, in Paris, homeopathy is widely used. So Quebecers do use a lot of homeopathy. And even the companies like pharmaceuticals our pharmaceuticals for Canadian homeopathic medicine supply is basically from Quebecers, that is Montreal. Okay, so industry outlook for the period of 2019-2024, Canadians are expected to benefit from a 2.7 increase in disposable income. But this study was done before the COVID, so I don't know what has happened after COVID. Unfortunately, I'm unable to give a post-COVID survey. So before post-COVID, Canadians are expected to benefit from a 2.7 increase in disposable income. As a result, they will have more money to spend on the well-being. Total health expenditure is forecasted to increase at an annualized rate of 3% to 190.3 billion. Rising expenditure is expected to result in more Canadians choosing preventative care as well as CAM therapies like homeopathy. Growth in CAM, combined with growing health consciousness of Canadians and their willingness to spend more on their well-being, will boost revenues for related industry like health store industry. So these are some studies which I wanted to share it with all of you. And you also can see this. This image is from the Fraser Institute. Most recent study on CAM shows the various types of treatments, therapies, and their use in Canada. You could see I have highlighted homeopathy. So if you see in British Columbia, around 56% of people prefer to use homeopathy, and 43% of people in Alberta, they prefer to use homeopathy, 44% in Manitoba and Saskatchewan, and Ontario, we have only 38% of people use homeopathy, whereas in Quebec, since it's a French-dominated Canadians, they use 40% homeopathy, and in Atlantic province, they use 100% homeopathy. That's what the study shows. Key markets, the Fraser Institute estimate that in 2016, most CAM users were between 35 to 44 years at the age. That's what the Ismail, the person who has done the study in 2017, he says the average age first-time CAM users is shown in below. So even you can see between 35 to 45 year people. I think it's this particular category is trying to use homeopathy or CAM therapies because they are already settled in their, in life, and they have extra money to spend on the CAM therapies because, the healthcare is free in Canada. It's public funded. So if you are middle class or lower middle class, it's difficult to go and spend money on CAM therapy. So homeopathy is not public funded. So, it's difficult for people who are below that age. That could be the reason. Trends and changes. Rising healthcare expenditure. Total health expenditure is expected to rise by 4.2% to reach $6,839 per person in 2018. Total healthcare expenditure per person will vary from $6,597 in British Columbia and $6,584 in Ontario to $7,552 in Alberta and $7,443 in Newfoundland and Labrador. Approximately 70% of total health expenditure in 2018 will come from public sector funding. The remaining 30% will be privately funded and will include complementary and alternative therapies and medical products. Hospitals, 28.3%, drugs 15.7%, and physician services 15.1% are expected to account for the largest share of health dollars moving forward. So I'm just showing some scenarios, what is happening in Canada. Now the real task, what as a homeopath, to make homeopathy number one in the world, these are some tasks which came into my mind. I put it in group A, group B, group C. In group A, number one, create public awareness and education. Number 2, government should recognize and government should fund us. That is only through regulations. Number 3, extended healthcare insurance cover. In Canada, like country, or in anywhere in North America or in the Middle East, if you don't have extended healthcare coverage, it's very difficult for people to come and approach us since it's not public funded. But if it is public funded, if our homeopathic system is integrated with the main healthcare system, then we don't have to worry about insurance coverage. And then advocacy, understanding the government legislation and bills. So we have to have governance committee. We have to have advocacy. If you don't have a strong people working towards homeopathy, it's difficult to understand the legislation of each and every government and their bills, because every now and then we are getting attacked and new bills they are passing to suppress the complementary alternative medicine practitioners. So we have to have some key support, from people who are very experienced in understanding legislation and bills. The next group is Group B. That is mainly comes the homeopathic education and the practitioners. So if we don't have accreditation of homeopathic education, and then the standard of education will be different from each country. So we have to have accredited homeopathic education, and then ongoing research in the field of homeopathy. And then we have to have professional insurance, like to protect every practitioner, we have to have professional insurance. And then we have to have professional standards and Global Homeopathic Association. That's the most important thing. Like we have to form a Global Homeopathic Association. If you want to have a sound voice, it's not like national, international, association where we are broken into pieces, but we have to have a Global Homeopathic Association. So all the homeopaths all over Canada all over the world should join together and form a Global Homeopathic Association. Then we can fight and we can lobby, and we'll be better as one. The next group is Group C, that is regulation of homeopathic pharmacy. So we have different homeopathic pharmacopoeia in every country, and they are doing whatever pertains to their country. And whereas World Health Organization is talking about GMP, and we are supposed to follow GMP criteria in order to give safe drugs to the consumers. So that's possible only if you regulate every homeopathic pharmacy. So that came into my mind. And then need for natural health products protection association, like in Canada, that's very important, because every now and then we are getting attacked, and they are trying to change the natural health products, the way they manufacture, the way they dispense the medicine. So there are a lot of bills which are coming against the natural health product. So we need to have an association so that we can lobby and fight with the government. The next thing what comes into my mind, support from homeopathic pharmaceuticals in the area of drug proving and research. So it's not every time, it's a homeopath or the homeopathic teachers or colleges getting into research, but also the pharmaceutical companies who are making big money, they should help in drug proving and research in the homeopathic field. And the most important thing is national international campaign. So every now and then all the homeopaths should join together with the help of homeopathic pharmaceutical like Swabe, we have in Canada Homeocan, and and they have to help us do national international campaign. So these are few points which came into my mind. And with this, I end my presentation. And thank you, Dr. Saji, for giving me the opportunity. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Valarmadi. It was a nice presentation. You gave a brief introduction about what is needed to be, what is happening in Canada, and also pointed out in 3 groups, what is the global and the international level tasks we need to do. An international forum for promoting homeopathy is actually mean bring together homeopathic organizations and homeopaths from around the world. And I hope we will be able to achieve our mission in time.